Hello guys, my name is Jane and I want to talk about something, but before I get into what I want to talk about, first I want to clarify the fact that I am not a relationship expert. I am not a psychologist. Somebody asked me a question and I'm just going to give my opinion on the issue. Now the question is, if somebody you're in love with or somebody you want to date or the person doesn't want to date you, or somebody you're in love with or the person doesn't love you back, or somebody led you on and at the end of the day you found out you're not on the same page, what do you do? How do you move on? Now, first I'm going to say this situation that we're talking about here right now sucks. It's one of the worst things you ever have to experience in life. So if it has never happened to you before, well, you're one of the lucky few. And I hope these tips I'm going to give will help you to recognize the situations and try as hard as possible to make sure it doesn't happen to you, because it's horrible. Okay, so I'm going to start by saying I'm going to be focusing more on the ladies. It's not as if this doesn't happen to guys as well, but mostly it's ladies that suffer this fate. Mostly happens to ladies most of the time. It's not like it doesn't happen to guys, but since it's a lady that asked me the questions, I'm going to be, leaning on that. Being in love with somebody, first I'm going to say this: we ladies, we tend to lead with emotions most of the time, which is one of our leading problems. What am I trying to say? Most times, especially when we like someone, we tend to romanticize situations that are not romantic. We notice everything about this person: how he talks, how he holds our hands, how he looks at us, even how he breathes when he's beside us. And because you're already in that place where your emotions are the ones making all the decisions for you, you notice all these things, and then it makes you fall more and more in love with this person, because you're reading meaning into gestures they don't even know that they are doing. Most of the times they know. Most of the times guys know what they're doing. They do all these things to get you in that position where you are willingly putting yourself in, knowing fully well that they don't want to go the extra mile with you, knowing fully well that but they just need you to be that person that you are gradually becoming. Because when you are there, you're already in love. It gives them a kind of control of the situation, and that's something you cannot afford to do. But in a situation whereby it's already too late, you're already there, you've already fallen in love, what more can you do? And then you find out that this person is not reciprocating, and it's probably never going to reciprocate. Some of them will say stuff like, "It's not you, it's me. I can't date you right now," but it's all bullshit. When a guy is giving you the green light, and all of a sudden, when you have already seen, okay, yes, this is it, and you feel like, okay, yes, this is it, and he turns around and tells you that, well, the light you saw wasn't green, it was actually yellow or red. The mixed signals, trust me, they are one of the worst people on earth, and you should stay away from people like that. So what I'm trying to say is, when they put you in these situations, they give you the mindset that it's you. Maybe you haven't shown them just how much you care. Maybe you haven't shown them how much you love them. Maybe if you cooked better or more often, or maybe if you cleaned the house, or maybe if you washed their clothes, or maybe if you I don't know, you feel like you have something to prove, like you really have to prove to them that you love them. Well, let me tell you something, sister. A man that loves you, a man that truly loves you, you don't have to prove anything to this man. He has seen you. He sees you and he has seen you. Everything you do, every gesture you make is going to mean something to this man. You don't even have to go the extra mile. He knows you because he sees you. And you don't have to prove anything to him. But if a man does not love you, if you want, carry this building on your shoulder, it will not make any difference. His heart is not there, it's not there. You don't have to prove anything. Once a man sees you and he approaches you and he spends at least a reasonable amount of time with you, he knows if he loves you or not. And if he cannot stand up, be a man, and own his feelings, then that is not a situation you want to put yourself in, sister. That is not a situation you want to put yourself in. Having said that, now, in a situation whereby you have already made the mistake, you have already been put, you already found yourself in this situation where you feel like you have something to prove, and you have been trying over and over and over and over again to prove it. But it's like the more you try, the more you're losing control of the situation. What do? I have 5 tips. 5. The first one is you are already heartbroken. I'm sorry, in as much as you want to deny it and tell yourself, yes, maybe tomorrow this will happen, that you're already heartbroken, auntie. And now we're going to talk about how you can move on. And number 1, the first thing you have to do is clean up. The first thing that you can do that will help you is wake up and clean up. What does that mean? You remove everything and anything that reminds you of this person. If it's a song you people were listening to at some point in the situation, because it's not a relationship, it's a situation, delete it. If it's a gift he got you on your birthday, or whenever you look at it, it reminds you of him, burn it, or dash it out, or throw it away. If it's a card, if it's a letter, if it's a text, if it's pictures, delete all of them. Anything that reminds you of this person, that reminds you of that time when you fell in love with this person, do away with it. It's not going to help you in any way at this point. It will only bring you pain and more suffering, and you don't need that. So if you're going to move on with your life, you need to get rid of everything and anything that reminds you of this person. Let it go. Number 2, social media. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to go straight and say it. You guys are probably following each other on social media, occasionally texting on WhatsApp or whatever, and delete this person, block him, unfollow him, block him. They are going to say, yes, there's the question of, is this not going to make me look childish? Well, it's better to look childish than to look desperate. At this point, see, you don't have to be nice. This person has actually crossed a line and caused you so much pain, a pain that you are still in. You don't have to worry about looking childish or doing something that is going to seem childish, as long as you're doing it for yourself, for your peace of mind. Don't leave them on your social media, and when they post stuff on their status, you're looking at what they're doing with their life, or it's forcing you to do crazy things just to show them that you're actually living without them. Don't do it to yourself, posting stuff about yourself, having fun. I'm not saying you shouldn't try to have fun or post yourself doing these things, but don't do it for the wrong reasons. Okay, if you are still doing, okay, let me post this bomb picture so that he can look at it, let me see the reaction he's going to get, you're not going to move on until, as bad as it sounds, you're not going to move on if you're doing these things, if you're still relying on what he posts on social media, what you post on social media. Has he seen you? Have you seen him? This pain is not going anywhere. The only thing that will happen is you will post a bomb picture and he will say something nice, and you will think, okay, finally, I have his attention. Then you will find yourself back in the situation you're trying to leave. And maybe this time is even going to be worse than the first time. You see, that thing that made you leave the first time is going to happen again. And probably worse this time around. So don't do it to yourself. Unfollow, block. Maybe in the future you guys can be friends or whatever you guys want to be. But right now, you need to get your mind straight. You need to get your mind in the right place. And you cannot do that while still in the same circle of things. That's not how it works. So that. Number 3, get a hobby. Get a hobby or a new skill. It can be anything. Learn how to play the piano. Learn how to play guitar. Learn a new skill. Learn digital marketing. Learn how to code. If you're so occupied coding or learning digital marketing or playing the piano or joining a dance class, what time would you actually have to worry about somebody that doesn't worry about you? And the best part, you're doing something that could help move you forward in life. Imagine if you become a bomb-ass programmer or a coder, whatever they call them. And tomorrow you're inspired by your pain to own one of the biggest digital marketing companies in the country or even in the world. That's energy, because once you're going through pain, you're going to have too much energy because your mind is not right. Your mind is not working. It's focusing on the wrong things. Now it's left for you to do the work to shift your attention to the things that really matter, things that are going to help you, things that are going to move you forward in life. You can learn how to sew. You can learn how to have a garden. Build something. That's what I'm saying. Build something. If you're so focused building on something and every day you come out, you see yourself getting better at this stuff, it's going to give you less and less and less time to worry about the situations that are not worth your time. That's number 3. Number 4, take care of your physical health. What am I saying? Your looks. Yes. And when I say your looks, I don't mean spend so much money buying things you can't afford to impress anybody. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is get up, start moving. If there was love handles or extra padded stomach that you had before that you wish you didn't have, or your ass or your bum wasn't the shape you wanted it to be before, or your arm wasn't strong, or there's always something, or you just wasn't fit. Now it's time to get in shape. See, all that anger you are feeling about giving time and importance to people and things that are not worth it, put all that anger into making yourself better physically. Start working out. There's something workout does for you. It's not just about your physical health. Workouts also improves your mental health. It does. Because it's a journey that once you start it, you're seeing changes physically in your body. You are pushing yourself every day and you're learning just how strong and resistant you can be. You're building resilience. Oh, Jesus. You're building resilience. You're building strength. You're looking better. Your skin is glowing. A lot of things are happening to you physically. And you look in the mirror and you feel good and you look good. you also feel good. So get in shape. Yeah, get in shape. Get your revenge. Get your revenge body. You can do it. When you feel good physically, it builds your self confidence. And with self confidence comes self assurance. And with self assurance comes self love. And with more love you're developing for yourself, you care less and less about other people. You care less and less about people validating you because you're good to yourself. So get up and move. Number 5. So when you've done all these 4 things, you've cleaned up, you've taken care of social media to keep your peace of mind, because truth is you need it, you need your peace of mind. And 4, you have a hobby, a new skill, something that takes your free time, so you don't even have time to think about these things. And you do know one thing about just getting a hobby and or a new skill thing is, one of the good things about it is it forces you to go out there. And when you go out there, one of the best things that happens most of the time is you meet new people, you make new friends, which can also help. And the 4th one, you take care of your physical health, which in turn also affects your mental health. Now, if you do these 4 things and you do them correctly, you're better. You might not be completely over whatever happened, but you are in a place where you know yourself. And that is a place I want you to be. Now, number 5. Try not to repeat. What am I saying? You've been through hell. Somebody took you, made jest of you, but you picked yourself up from the mud. Bit by bit. It wasn't easy. It took time. It took strength. It took sleepless nights. It took tears. It took sweat. But you finally got to a place where you're better than you were yesterday. Try not to repeat. Always remember what you went through and be careful. The fact that you've gone through these things doesn't mean you have passed the test, you cannot go back to this class. No. There will always be people who would want to take advantage of you, who would want to, I don't know why people can't just be honest and straightforward, but there will always be dangers out there and you have to be careful. I'm not saying close yourself off from love, because that is no way to live. And everybody is not going to be the same. You always have to remember this. Everybody is not going to be the same. But there will also be people that will be worse than what you have been through in the past. And these are people you need to avoid at all costs. And you don't always know, because people sometimes can be very, very, people can pretend. But there's this gut feeling we get when something is just not right. Listen to it. Listen to it. And don't have the mindset that if I'm good, people will be good. Doesn't make any sense. If I'm a good guy, he's going to be a good guy. Doesn't make any sense. It's just like saying a lion will not eat me because I don't eat lion. No. Be careful.